I think we're live.
Yep.
Perfect.
Let me just close out of all my windows.
Um, as you can see, I have something on my wall. Finally,
Welcome to book club.
welcome to book club. Um, I was just seeing how they hung up, and then I left them there. How's everyone doing today? It's like pitch black here now,
And horrible.
cold and dreary, and
Pretty much midnight.
yeah. So you can see we're in a good mood.
Daylight savings is the
Yeah, I
worst.
hate it so much.
I don't know who invented it, but not a good legacy.
I heard this thing once where this person said, um, that's like cutting a blanket off one side and putting it on the other side and saying you have a longer blanket.
Yes, that's exactly it. It's so dumb.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. Um,
Shall we give it a couple minutes? I
yeah,
don't know if we'll have very many people today because of switching.
yeah, because we moved it.
Yeah.
Oh, how many do we
Which,
have so far? At least
for the
three.
people who did show up today, thank you for accommodating our
Yeah,
postponing.
I was done the book on time, but it was a travel day. I don't think I would have survived it.
No, you
Uh,
had a very busy 30 hours.
very busy 30 hours. Well, actually, oh, like it was busy, but also like it was just a lot of sitting. Like,
Yeah, but travel days are just
yeah,
like exhausting in general.
yeah. Um,
Megan, I'm drinking a peppermint tea.
I'm also drinking a peppermint tea.
I got the November book from the library as well, but I just got it on my Kobo. Peppermint and whiskey, I don't think.
No,
Nope.
not tonight. Not on a Wednesday. I got a busy day tomorrow. Um, I'm trying to think what else happened in this week. We got most of, well, all the planners out from the beginning to a few days ago. The rest will go out tomorrow if you ordered late.
Mm-hmm.
Um, what else happened? That's about it.
Yeah, we're getting ready for another market.
Yeah, we have a market in Fredericton on Saturday, and we're just gonna see what happens. It's
Well,
new.
actually, Scott is soloing this
Yeah, Megan
market.
has to stay with Eddie. Um, she's the dog sitter of the day, so I'm gonna drive there because it's a long day, and Eddie is
Old.
old and needs attention. Trying to think what else.
That's
I
pretty
guess we
much
can
it.
we can pretty much start now, eh?
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna be like a super huge turnout tonight.
No, that. But we did have a good turnout on Fable.
Fable. Yes, we did.
We had a lot of comments and a lot of chatter,
Yeah, it was good
um,
for commentary this month.
and very funny. I was just like laughing at some of the comments as I went.
As I was going through them tonight very briefly, I just thought it was funny. Everyone's like guesses throughout.
Yeah,
I think that's what was fun about this month
yeah,
doing the mystery.
I agree. It was fun to see kind of people's theories like
Hmm.
either progress or collapse completely.
Yeah, there was a lot of
Yeah,
theories.
yeah. And I thought of most of them like along with people, so it was interesting to see people were on the same page as me and then let down the same way.
Yeah, I agree.
Um,
I guess it's a good segue into
Initial
just
thoughts.
starting it out. In case you missed it, our October read was Rock, Paper, Scissors by Alice Feeney, which was I think our first mystery.
Yeah.
Yes?
We've had like, well, what about God of the Woods?
Yeah, I suppose.
Yeah.
It's like kind of a soft mystery.
That one didn't have the same like.
It wasn't maybe less
Yeah,
thrilling.
yeah.
Anyways, initial thoughts was I didn't know very much about the book. I knew of the general like description of the book because I think I've had it on my TBR for a while. I think I saw it in a I want to say I saw it in a TikTok video a long time ago about like books with endings that would surprise you or something. And that book came up and I think I just like randomly added it to my TBR. And then that's all I really knew about it.
I didn't know a single thing about it. My first introduction to it was I downloaded it the night before the drive, and then I
Yep.
just turned it on at 5:10 a.m. and took off.
Yep.
That was it. So I had literally no initial thoughts. I didn't know the premise. I didn't know. I just knew it was like a thriller.
Yeah. We didn't even really talk about it.
No.
I listened to it while I was doing like product prep. So
Yeah.
we never really talked about it.
No. It
We
was.
both listened to it, I guess.
Yeah.
We both did the audiobook.
It was strange to listen to a book in just one sitting. Like
Yeah.
it was, I was start to finish, and I could like tell you what city I was passing at
I feel
each
like it
part
would
of the book.
I feel like they would blur together for me if I
It
did
did a
that.
little bit. I might not have the middle as down pat as some of you, but for the
Yeah.
most part, I think I got the most of it.
When I was listening to it, I would pause at the end of every chapter and then go read the Fable comments
Yeah.
and then continue.
Becca, I didn't dislike it, um, but it was a lot to digest in one sitting. Um, it was like my trip was 10 hours and the book was 10 hours to listen to. So it was basically like as I was pulling into the destination, um, it was wrapping up. And I was happy that I think it would have been fine if I cut it in two parts, but I was getting nervous that I was gonna have the like end of the story be cut off, that I would have to wait till I like got to the hotel or something to finish up reading. So I was really glad to do it in one sitting in that regard. I don't think I could have done it in two sittings if depending on where I would have stopped. I could have stopped in the middle, but not probably three-quarters of the way through. I was like, I need this to just finish. Um, let's talk
Shall
about
we?
ratings.
Yeah. You want me to go first?
Yeah, you go first.
I gave it 3.75. It would have been higher if not for the ending, which we'll get to. But otherwise, I quite enjoyed it. I really like when I don't know what's going to happen next, and I found this book really engaging in that I wanted to keep reading to find out what was going on, because it felt like every time a chapter would end, we would get like kind of like mini cliffhangers.
Yeah.
And I really like when that happens because it just keeps you
It,
going. And I also thought I had the most fun with Fable with this book. It was,
yeah.
I wish you could, like, obviously when you're driving, you couldn't do that, but
Yeah.
this was a really fun book to read the Fable comments as you go, and just like, I think it was really fun to see everybody's theories and
Yeah.
interact with the theories, and then everyone was like kind of guessing. So I think this book was like the best book
Yeah.
for that kind of thing. But overall, like I liked it. I don't think it was perfect. I think there
Yeah.
was some plot holes for me the more I think about it. But if
Yeah.
I like just surface level, it was like a fun, engaging book.
I gave it a 3.25. I thought it captured my attention. I liked it, um, and but it wasn't it. I didn't find it like outstanding. There's a few things I would have changed about it. Um, Becca said she liked the narrators. I struggled with them a little bit. I didn't dislike them, and this is
I
really
appreciated that there was two.
yeah. I loved that there was two. I found um, Amelia, whoever the narrator of her, enunciated so much that I was like, no real person ever talks like this, and it just made me
Notice that at all?
irrationally angry. So I think I disliked her more than I should have, just based on like
What
over.
speed were you listening to it?
So this is the first book I've ever listened to at just a 1.0, and
I feel like that's your problem
and
then.
that was my problem. I think I did it too slow, because everything just like went on and on. Um, I normally I listen at 2 or like 1.75 if it's like a um, book I need to actually like really digest. But this one I was like, well, we have 10 hours and it's 10-hour drive. So, but yeah, I think it was too slow.
Yeah, I think you would have enjoyed. You probably wouldn't have noticed the narrator
No, I
if
don't
you
think
had
so
listened to
either.
it. I think I listened to it at 1.5 in the beginning, and then
Yeah,
I think I bumped it up to 1.7 near the end, just to like once you get used to the narration, you can do it. But I couldn't
yeah,
listen to it at 1.
yeah. It was something. The group rating,
This is
um,
pretty well liked.
yeah, it did well.
It did do well. Like, a lot of people seemed to enjoy it.
Yeah, it's one of our higher ratings we got for
Mm-hmm.
sure. Next month I'll put together a graph of how our
Yeah, I was
ratings.
gonna say we should get some stats.
Yeah, and then we can see where everything ended up and what our average rating was and how
Is
many
this
people
our
voted and stuff.
is this our highest rating? I thought that One Dark Window was our highest rating.
I think so. That was like 4.2 or something.
Yeah, I think that one was the same. I think that was the highest, but I'll double check that.
Um, Discussion. You ready to get
Yep.
into the nitty gritty? There were
Yep.
so many comments. Like I tried to pull one from every chapter, and there was just so many to choose from. It
There
was,
was a lot of comments this time, which was
but
great. There
I
was a
love
lot
it.
of engagement,
I
and I think this was a good book for that.
If we have engagement like this again, I'll maybe try and change up how we do it just a little bit, because I want to get to more comments
Mm-hmm.
if we can, and this works for like the smaller scale discussion, but um, I want to be able to dive into more comments if we can. So we obviously have to start off with a great quote.
This book did have a lot of really good quotes.
Yeah,
There
I
was like so many times where I would go to like leave a comment of a quote and Becca had beaten me to it. So I would just like either like it or be like, I just came here to do the same thing.
normally I pull the quotes that people like, but there are so many and there's so much discussion that I
Yeah.
thought, oh
There
no,
was a lot of good quotes
I'll
though. For
just
being a thriller,
yeah. But
that's
yes,
good.
a lot of good quotes in this book.
Yeah. But this was a good one to start off
Yeah,
with.
it just set the tone. Like the whole book was really just rescuing Bob.
Yeah. Did you find like with this next comment
Yeah.
about the driving, because you were driving when you listened to
Yeah.
it as well, did you have that kind of like surreal?
No, for me, it was so early that there was nobody out
Yeah.
on the highway, and so
I more meant like the book starts while you're driving and
no, I didn't really. I wasn't.
you're
I was.
probably too tired.
Yeah, the coffee hadn't kicked in yet at that
Yeah.
point. So
I
uh,
did find the beginning really engaging.
yeah,
Like normally it takes me a little bit to get into books and like then I get hooked, but
yeah,
this one I found I was pretty intrigued like
yeah.
right from the start, which was nice.
Next comment. Um,
Would you stay in a
No,
converted church?
no. That like if if we won like if we entered a mysterious raffle with one ticket and randomly got selected to go, and then we like maybe I would assume that it was real, but I would need an email like through the work, and then if I showed up and it was like that,
If we drove up to that build, absolutely not. You
right?
could not pay me to get out of the car.
No, I'd be like, this is a bad idea. Do you want to go stay somewhere else,
Yeah.
anywhere else in the car?
And the worst was like even if you like got out, because I've seen some really cute like converted
Sure.
places that turn into like really cute Airbnbs.
Right.
So like let's say like you drive up and you're like, oh, this is kind of quaint. You're on a lake,
Right.
whatever.
Love it.
But when they go inside and it's like dusty and
Yeah.
like gross,
Yeah.
like why would you not immediately turn around? Like
Yeah. I would be like, or when the door was locked and then mysteriously opens, like I would be I would be
no,
out.
like absolutely not.
They have no survival instincts.
None.
None. Um, it, it did start very interesting.
Yeah, I thought this was. Did you ever look up if it was real?
The which part? Sorry.
The like face blindness.
Oh
Oh,
yeah,
I'm a comment
you're
ahead of you.
coming ahead. I
Sorry.
did look it up. So I did a deep dive into this face blindness, and some people have like acute face blindness where they can recognize like significant people in their life um, better, but they have to like train themselves to like remember that person's face.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I and then the people who have it more severe, the most interesting description I found was that for them it was like looking at like a herd of zebras where every zebra looks the exact same and the zebras can tell each other apart because of their stripe patterns,
Mm-hmm.
but to anyone who isn't a zebra, they're like those are all the same, and that's how they see faces, is that they're all just, or like walking through a forest, like all the trees look the same. You can't,
Yeah.
unless you like focus on a distinctive feature of the tree, you can't um, figure out which one is which. They're just a bunch of trees for you.
Yeah. I found that part really interesting
Yeah.
about the book, and I like felt a lot of sympathy for both him but also his partner. That would
Yeah.
be so hard
Um,
to go through.
and it's something, the condition has to do with your frontal lobe
Mm-hmm.
is like developed in a different way that just doesn't distinguish the same way as um, another person's brain.
Hmm.
So I thought it was interesting.
It is interesting. Added a different kind of layer to the
Yeah.
book. Kind of
Uh,
already talked about
Dual perspective, liked
the
it.
perspectives.
And then it turns into like a tri perspective at some point. Wasn't
Yes.
expecting that.
I was not expecting that either. I think we get into that
Yeah.
later.
Um,
It was like definitely the beginning of the book set up as like way more sinister, like that they both
yeah.
had plots, you know?
Right.
And I felt like that kind of like didn't really follow through.
Yeah.
Like I feel like the beginning of the book was setting up for like kind of a Mr. and Mrs. Smith situation. They're both like trying to take each other out. But then it kind of I don't really know why it started that way. Like why was he saying the things that he was saying? What was his intention?
I think his intention the whole time was just to get home. Like he didn't want to be there, and she made him way more sinister than he actually was. Like
Yeah,
he just
well,
wanted to leave.
And like for Becca's, like it was there to throw us off, which like I like totally agree. But like I want it to throw me off with a purpose.
Right. I
Like
agree
I
with
want it
that.
to make sense.
Yeah.
But now looking back, I'm like, it didn't really make sense.
No. Like the words that they chose for it were way too intense for
Yeah.
like what his motive, in my opinion, was. Unless with him being such an unreliable
Yeah.
narrator, like maybe he did have
Everyone
more
was so
sinister
unreliable.
intent.
It's hard to know what
Yeah.
the truth was.
Right.
How did you feel about the anniversary letters?
I thought they were interesting. I um, I found that they gave like an interesting history of,
I really liked them.
yeah. I think it was
I
a
thought,
cool way to show the past and like where how they
yeah,
got to where they're at.
I agree. And I thought it was cool that it was like focused on the different anniversaries and the traditional gifts.
Yeah.
We don't do traditional gifts. I don't know if anyone with their partner does, but I thought it was kind of fun
Yeah.
to see like the little things that they would come up with.
Yeah. It was.
But I thought it was a unique way of getting a backstory.
Yeah. It was it's different than anything I'd seen in the books I've read.
Yeah. Well, and also I think like until the end and you realize like who the letters are actually from,
Yeah.
I think now in hindsight it like gives even a deeper perspective,
Right.
which is nice because then you like look back and you have this like oh moment
Yeah.
like we had in the comments.
Yeah. That was a funny part to get to, but we'll get there.
Yeah.
Um, I I didn't have the same reaction to Amelia. Well, not Amelia.
The
uh,
wife.
the wife react like snooping. Like I don't think she should have, but also like from the beginning, I was like, Adam is the worst. So I don't really care what happens to him.
Yeah, they really did make Adam out to be this like not great guy
Yeah.
from the start, which I think there's a comment later. I think you included it that it's about like how the commenter didn't know if it was just because she was a woman, like how she was like
Yeah.
perceiving
Yeah.
Adams. And I had the same thought. I was like, I don't know if it's just like my worldly perspective, but it's interesting that you also got that.
Yeah. Megan said um, after the reveal, she went and reread the letters
Mm.
with that perspective, and it was so interesting. That's an interesting change. I think the whole book would be
Yeah.
really interesting that once you realize who Amelia is and who the letters are from, because it would
It would
change
be it would be
almost
interesting
everything.
to reread the whole book knowing.
Yeah. Um, there's just a bunch of people who hate Adam,
Yeah.
and
So
I
I started
completely
out
agree.
kind of having like some I didn't think that Amelia had the best of like I thought there was something suspicious about her. But like I was saying earlier, like the book in my perspective really put Adam in the worst light
Yeah.
and then you find out like later. But it was interesting to see that some people immediately didn't like Amelia.
Megan, you said you read the rest of the book too. Did it mostly impact the letters for you, or was it the letters and the rest of the story that changed the most? We can keep going. Well, that
What did you think of the whole like phone situation?
um, I think I think it was like a crazy thing to do.
They were both
Yeah,
like That was when I was just like, these people are
uh,
crazy.
once we get to the comment, um, well, here's just people saying that they would or would not stay there. I agree with Carrie that I would not, in any situation, be staying there.
No.
Um, then you get to the anniversary celebration. Um, and again,
Yeah, this was well, not first. I was less of Adam the whole time, but like the way he handled the first anniversary was horrible.
So bad.
And like it's your first
Right.
anniversary. Like that's a big one.
Right. That's I was like,
You're
wow, this
still
guy's
like in your like honeymoon phase, and
yeah,
I'm like, zero effort from this guy. He made it all about him and his job.
horrible. Hate that guy.
Yeah, it
I
was.
hated him way more than I hated her, and I didn't like her.
I didn't like her either, but I definitely didn't like him.
I was like, the bar is low, and you can do better.
Yeah.
Um,
Did you pick up on with the first anniversary? Like, it's very clear. Well, I mean, I thought it was really clear that she had something to do with him getting the like meeting or whatever with that author.
Yeah.
Like, did you pick up on like that there was some kind of relationship?
No, I just figured she went and like talked to him. It was like,
I thought
please.
it was like a little bit more like
Nefarious.
dark than that. Like, I didn't know if she like slept with the guy
right,
to like
because
get
they
her husband this
allude to
meeting.
some sort of affair at some point.
Yeah,
So
I like thought that like she had done something not great in order to get the meeting.
Yeah. No, I just figured like she had some relationship with the guy in like a roundabout way and like called in a favor kind of thing.
Yeah.
More hating on Adam. I tried to include as much of that as possible. Yeah, a bunch of red flags. The paper crane. It actually is a really interesting point in time because I didn't understand it in the moment.
I didn't either.
I was like,
I
what a
thought,
horrible thing to do.
Yeah, I thought that too. That's when I like really started to turn on her. But then I also was like, maybe she's just like really fed up with him.
Yeah.
And like how self-absorbed he is, and she's like, you don't deserve this gift that I gave you.
Right.
I never even thought that it would be like what it was.
Right. I think it was a really interesting moment when I was reading the comments. I was like, oh yeah, I kind of forgot about that. But like, it was like a huge tell that things weren't as they seemed.
Yeah. Also, I thought interesting that like she throws it in the fire and he like goes to get it. Like it obviously means a lot to him.
Yeah, exactly. And so yeah, I was kind of with Megan where I was like, oh, I thought that she was just like, this relationship isn't working.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
Forward.
Yeah.
But it's an interesting moment now that the book is done. I did appreciate this about the book. I did. Sometimes with the dual perspective, you get the like redundancy.
Yeah.
And this didn't really like. It kept moving forward.
Yeah.
No matter who you were listening to.
I liked that as well.
And even with the three perspectives, like they all just stopped where the last one began, kind of thing.
And even if something had happened in the other perspective, and then it would switch, instead of like having the redundancy, like you're saying, they kind of like built it into the story, like brought it back up again from that perspective, so you could like get their reasoning why they did what they did, but that it didn't like backtrack it. They made it relevant to like make a point, which I thought was really
like
nice.
They're like thinking of the past in the moment instead.
Yeah, exactly. Or like, I don't know, like I was thinking about when he went and like when he was up in the night and he turned off the like generator or something.
Yeah.
And we get it, I think, initially from her perspective, and
Yeah.
she doesn't know what's happening. But then you get his perspective, and you find out he's the one who turned off the
Right.
generator. So, like, while it was still moving forward, you still get the link
Right.
to what was happening, which I really liked.
Yeah. That's why I was like, okay, who's gonna make like the first move?
I thought so too. I thought it was gonna be, like I said, I was expecting like a Mr. and Mrs. Smith situation.
Yeah, exactly. I thought they both had like made plans
Yeah,
on their own,
yeah,
and
same.
like, or one of them had found out about the other's plans, kind of thing,
Yeah.
and all of you were like, "Oh, he's better," and I was like, "Nope, never, don't forgive this guy. He's horrible." I didn't
I
even.
thought that one wasn't that bad.
No, I still hadn't forgiven him for the previous year.
He bought her a house. That's something.
He's still the worst. He didn't.
Although there was an interesting debate on my comment when I said like he did good, and then someone like questioned it, like, did he though?
Yeah.
And then it like got into like the conversation of like if you would be happy or mad that your partner bought you a house without including you in the discussion.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts? Like if I like came to you and was like, hey, like let's go for a drive, and drove you to this house
Depends on
and was
the.
like, this is ours.
Depends on the house.
Like let's say it was like what you liked.
Yeah, if I liked it, I'd be like, great. But if it was like not a nice house, then
But she seemed pretty happy. That's what
yeah,
I'm saying. Like
I like you have to know your person. To it's a bold move.
it is a very bold move. Yeah.
And I find that like somebody said, it's kind has the potential to be controlling, and so
Yeah.
it has to be a very
I think it
well
depends
thought
on
out situation.
I think it depends on the intentions and like why you're doing it.
Yeah.
And how well you know your partner.
Right.
Like I know what you want in a house.
Yeah.
So if I was going to surprise you with a house, it would be what you want.
Right. Exactly.
But
and I wouldn't
because
be mad.
you and I tend to have things that we like don't necessarily align 100% on with a house, I would never buy you a house because we need to make that decision together.
Right. Yeah. I think I could buy you a house that you wouldn't be mad about.
I don't know. Maybe.
I just have to make sure that
Someone
there's no
said,
sink in the
I think it
island.
was Becca said a house, yes, but a car for me to drive, no. Which is really interesting because it's the opposite for me. I'd probably be more no on a house, but like if you bought me a car, I probably wouldn't care because I don't care about cars.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyways, I thought that was kind of an interesting little side debate in the book.
I agree with Sam here. The difference is you guys are in a loving relationship and they were just selfish.
They were, yeah.
Or he was just selfish. And I agree with that he was like she tried to give to him.
Yeah.
Like
I think she had good intentions, but with him with the house, I felt like he wanted it for the status. He did it in the same neighborhood as like affluent people.
Right.
Like I don't know that he necessarily did it for her as like a dream house because she still had to fix it up, right?
Right.
But I don't know.
Then we got to where it started getting creepy, where she looks or somebody looks in the window.
Yes, I was convinced it was a sheep and it was going to be like a red herring.
I think the next,
it was
not yet, but in a second.
I appreciated this comment from Jess though because I was the same. Like, if you go to an Airbnb or a hotel or a resort or whatever, wherever you're staying, you explore. You open all the cupboards, you open all the drawers, you snoop.
every time we go anywhere, Megan's just like, I gotta go open every drawer in this entire place. I'll be
How
right
do
back.
these people just like drop their bags and
And,
not look around? Like,
and
absolutely not.
I just sit on the bed and watch her, and I'm like, you find anything good? And every time she finds absolutely nothing.
One time you might, though.
Yeah, one time you might.
But also, you have to investigate.
You have
Like,
to.
what if there's, like, I don't know, a creepy camera or something? You won't know if you don't look.
Oh, I look for those.
I'm just saying.
I got
I
that app that
appreciated.
you
I
pulled up,
appreciated
and
just
it.
his comment a lot because that's me.
I do like. Okay, if I went to a church that was like sort of haunted, I'm looking around. I'm
Well,
a
like she said, with the spiral staircase, of course you're gonna go up and
right.
explore.
Of course, you gotta like see the lay of the land in a at least in a like a house setting.
Yeah.
Um, in a hotel, I don't feel the need to open every single drawer that ever existed, but
Yeah. But also, to clarify, Megan, I would never ever do that when I went to someone that I know's house. It's like a resort or a hotel room,
yeah,
not like a person's home.
yeah,
I do respect privacy.
yeah. Megan's a different person when it's like people she knows versus
Yes.
the
Oh,
Airbnb
if
setting.
it's someone I know, I don't touch a thing, like at
You
all.
won't even know she was there.
Exactly. Anyways, moving on.
Moving on. Okay, this was the comment you were talking about.
Yeah.
Um, I also found myself siding with Amelia, but only because
Hmm.
Adam was just the worst person I've ever read about.
Yeah,
Like,
he was pretty bad. But it was interesting to me, and it's interesting in these comments, there's a couple people who said they immediately didn't like Amelia. And there was a couple people in the Fable comments who also, everyone was like talking bad about Adam. Is it Adam?
yeah, Adam.
And like there was a few comments that were like, no, like she's the worst. So it was really interesting to see like what people aligned with initially,
Yeah,
like kind of gut reaction.
right. Um, I saw that it was Alan, but I knew we'd all know what it
Mhm.
meant. um, uh, I found that I just felt bad for Amelia. Well,
Yeah.
Robin, technically. Um, like, I just felt like I actually didn't feel bad, and this may be a caveat of like the big reveal. When they were in the house, I didn't really feel bad for that
Same.
version of her, but
Yeah.
the
But
letters,
the letters,
I did
yeah.
feel bad.
But that's also interesting because the letters, we only get her side of
Right,
things. So it's like we don't know what
right. We
the
can get,
truth is.
we'll have to get to that point. Remind me about this whole thing right at the end.
Okay, I'll try.
Uh,
Oh,
I
there's the
just thought,
sheep.
thought this comment was funny.
I did. I was convinced that it was just a sheep and it was meant to just kind of be like setting the tone for
Yeah.
creepy. And then you find out that it's a real person.
So, when I was a kid, this was like when I was older, but like not that old. I turned on the TV and I watched this movie. It was called, I can't remember what it was called, but it's about zombie sheep, and they just like start attacking everyone in this like New Zealand farm or something. And the whole time I just was picturing these sheep as the zombie sheep. I don't know if anyone else has ever seen this movie, but it was absurd.
I've never heard of it.
I can't. I think it's called like Black Sheep or something.
I got nothing.
Anyways, yeah, zombie sheep. Honestly, it was like a mildly entertaining movie for 13-year-old me. But anyways, that's where my head went when they were all getting stared at by the sheep.
The whole thing with in the letters with Henry Winters was weird, right?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it was meant to be.
Yeah. Um, I I didn't expect him to be who he ended up being. I just thought he was
No.
some guy.
Yeah, same.
Um,
I kept picturing George R. Martin.
that's a fair assessment, I
In my
think.
head, that's who I pictured anytime.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, at this point in the book, which was around Edmundston, um, just just about into Quebec, um, I was like kind of just baffled at like who was playing the long con on who, and um, I was the same where I was just like I'm not getting any reads on who like the bad one of them is because they're both horrible people.
Yeah, it was really back and forth.
Um, the letters, did you think they were the truth or
I don't know why, but I did. Like,
yeah,
I kind of took them at face value. Like I mentioned earlier, I was aware that we were only getting her perspective, so
yeah,
I was aware that like it was skewed in her
yeah.
favor.
I'm assuming in the I didn't ever see the physical book. You don't
I
have
didn't
it,
either.
right?
No.
So in the audiobook she'll say scratch that.
Yeah, I was wondering if it was
Is
scratched
it just
out.
scratched out in the book?
I know in the Shatter Me series, you probably aren't familiar with this, but in that book, there are things that are like scratched
Yeah,
out. And I think the audiobook did the same
yeah,
thing where it like scratches it out.
yeah,
So I thought that was interesting. It's a
yeah.
way of making it auditory for if you don't have the visual.
Right. Um, I assumed, yeah, so it was. I assumed that's what they did, but it was a interesting way to um, like present it so
Yeah.
that we could get scratched out words as well.
Yeah. And I thought it was really, I think that's why I kind of took it as the truth because her scratches out was like her like immediate thought.
Right.
But then she's like, no, like calm down. And like
Yeah.
then kind of rewrites it
Right.
in a more apt way.
Yeah.
But I just felt like it was, you know, when you're just like
Yeah.
almost like a journal, like
I
it's your
I
thoughts.
felt like based on like her being like you might never read these, like for some reason I just assumed that it would be the absolute truth then, and she was
Yeah.
very like raw with the emotions
Yeah.
she was feeling. So
Yeah.
um, I usually was like, yeah, that has to be true.
Yeah.
Adam knowing his way around the chapel.
Yeah. This, we actually just talked about this. Like, as
Yeah.
I was going through the comments, I was like, wait a second. Like, did we ever figure out why he knew?
The only thing I can think of is if they made the house literally the exact same, so that in their house the same stairs creaked or something.
I don't think I don't think that's it. I think it's just a plot hole. Like,
Is it a plot hole, or is Adam even more nefarious than we even realized? And he
yeah,
has
still a
been there
plot hole
before.
though, because it's never explained.
Yeah. Or is it just a unfinished story?
Literally the definition of a plot hole.
Oh, no, isn't a plot hole that like the plot doesn't make sense?
Well, I mean, like that's
But
what I.
this would be like that it could make sense, but you just don't know what Adam was doing after the book or at other like because he obviously is like a liar, right?
Yeah, but I just feel like if you're going to make this book and have like kind of all the answers, why leave that one?
Right. I didn't
Like,
like I didn't like that they left it.
I think it was a mistake.
Um,
Then we get another perspective.
then Robin shows up.
What did you think of Robin? I thought that she was this like old woman.
Yeah, they kind of described her as like seemingly older than um, like Adam and
Yeah, I
Amelia.
pictured this woman that was like really like haggard with like really long gray hair. I don't know why, but just
They
like
said that she had gray hair.
I
Um,
just thought that she was like an elderly woman.
how old were they at this point in the book?
I don't know that it's clear how old they were.
Yeah.
I know
Um,
that it takes place in February of 2020,
really,
allegedly.
allegedly. Yeah. I kind of agree with Megan that it kind of just seemed like she was somebody who had been there for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
But it was interesting. I didn't see like I thought the whole book would be the couple.
yeah.
But when we got like the third perspective, I was like, "Whoa, who's this?"
Yeah. Who's Robin?
Yeah. And then like that's when the theories kind of just
Yeah.
like
Just start.
started.
Um,
Creepy trapdoor, you going in or not? There's wine down there, so
yeah. I'd probably go. Like, okay. This is
absolutely not.
I've ignored the
Oh,
creepy
you're good.
door, and I've ignored the person in the window.
You've ignored the creepy smiley face in the dust.
I've ignored, like, assuming I have got past all of that. I need wine. So,
I would feel like I would want my wits about me if I'm in a place like that.
well, like,
I would never be in a place like
no,
that, but
but if I'm in,
you
if
absolutely not. I would never go down there. I don't care if there is $50 million down there.
I
I'm not
would,
going down.
I'd definitely go for $50 million. I would go for one of the bottles of wine. I'd probably just like reach down and like get the first one and then
I don't think it
start
works
back
that
up.
way. You have to like go down.
Well, I'm going to the first bottle. I don't care what it is.
Yeah. No.
I think I need to be not sober to survive that night emotionally. Um, I just assumed it was Adam at that point. I was like,
I did too.
"There's,
I was still on my like Mr. and Mrs. Smith thing. I
yeah,
was like, oh, okay, like he's trying to like scare her. He's got some kind of like plot.
right." I, I just assumed that he was being the worst for some reason,
Yes.
and then when he claimed it was like an accident, I was like,
I was like, yeah, right.
"Yeah, right. How do you drop a door and then
Yeah.
be like, I'm just gonna leave it shut till I
Yeah.
get the light?" Like,
Yeah.
no way. I And if I've like told you to go down into said dungeon cellar,
I was
I'm
just
not
thinking
gonna
that.
like leave you down there while I go try and figure out the light.
Why would why was it like he went down initially, right?
Yeah,
Why did he make her go down
I don't remember.
that time? Cause like
No, I
I,
couldn't tell you.
I don't know. I'm like I like to pretend I'm a strong independent woman, but like if we were in that situation, I would 100% expect you to be going down.
Yeah, I think he made a comment or she made a comment about like being a strong independent woman, but that she was nervous to go in at one point.
Yeah.
Um, and but I can't remember what like his rationale behind it was. Just like that she could do it or something. I don't know.
Maybe trying to prove. I
Yeah,
think like in the comments people are saying like that's why
yeah.
is but yeah, no.
Um, yeah. At this point, everything was kind of misdirecting in all sorts of ways.
There was a lot going on.
Um, I didn't know how I felt about all of the misdirects. I don't mind misdirects, but I want them to be like thoughtful, and I
Yeah.
felt like some of them were not
Yeah, it
as
seemed like
thoughtful as I would like.
there was a lot.
Um, here's
Bob.
Jess trying to be on Team Bob again.
Well, who isn't on Team
You
Bob?
have to be on Team Bob. He was the only thing I cared about in this whole book.
But also, I'm curious of people in the comments, if you have a pet, does the dog or cat animal sleep outside of the room? Or are they allowed like on your furniture? Like our dog is almost 11 and he has no restrictions in our house. He's old. He is like kind of grumpy. So like I just want him to like have whatever he wants in his last few years with us. He doesn't sleep on our bed, but he does sleep on his bed in our room.
He could sleep on our bed. He just chooses not to.
Yeah, he just chooses not to.
No cats on the bed.
We put Eddie in a crate when he was a puppy, but we had the crate right beside our bed, and Scott would sleep with his arm hanging over the edge of the bed with his fingers like in the crate so that Eddie would know he was there.
It's the only way he wouldn't freak out.
He hated his crate though.
The first night we got Eddie, then we were worried about him peeing in the house, and so we slept on the bathroom floor with the door closed.
All three of us.
All three of us.
Yeah, we were unprepared.
And then he was fine. And then we did the crate the next night so that he could.
Do you remember me crawling in his crate with him to show him he didn't need to be scared?
Megan was trying to convince him that the crate was fine, so she sat in the crate.
Yeah,
we were weird.
We were. We were also very young, so we had no idea what we were doing.
We still don't.
The room decorated the same.
Yeah, just leave.
If nothing else in that was reason enough for me to leave, like, absolutely not. Like, that was too far.
Yeah.
It was so creepy.
Just leave. It's a snowstorm. Just
like
start
walk.
Going.
Like
just go anywhere.
Anywhere else. I don't understand. Like Megan was saying, I don't understand why that wasn't a bigger issue.
No. I was like, okay, one of them has to be in on it because if both of you are like, nope, it wasn't me, I'm leaving immediately.
Yeah.
Oh, I got an answer for you, Becca. Remember when the private investigator was taking all the photos of all the changes of the house? I think that's how they figured it out, and she modeled it based on that. Anyway, did anyone ever come up with one of these? I only put this in so that we could come up with one on the fly, but I have been thinking about it for like 2 hours and came up with nothing.
This next comment made me laugh.
Yeah, this one was, I just lost it when I saw this one. I was like, this is the most accurate. At this point in the book, I was just like, why?
I agree. It was very clear that they were in like a toxic, horrible, unhealthy relationship.
Such a good comment.
Which kind of leads right into this comment. It's about how horrible
so
they really are.
The cell phone makes me laugh because she lied about him forgetting it.
Yes.
And then he lied about actually having it.
Yeah.
And then like brings it out, and they're just like, it was so much lying around the cell phone.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, if that's what your relationship is like, just Move on.
Yeah.
Like,
It was also like petty and
yeah,
I don't know, like toxic.
right.
Red flags all
Like if
around.
we're ever like having conversation and like you had your phone out, I would just be like, "Hey, can you put your phone down for a second?" And then we would be happy to move on. Or
Yeah.
you'd do the same to me if I was
Yeah.
like doing something.
Yeah.
Like it just is what it is. They just we're so miserable all the time. Okay, the falling thing.
What did you think of it?
Well, I mean, I I agree with Carrie that like, what did you fall? Like,
Right. I was thinking the same. Like she didn't let you fall. Like
yeah,
maybe be grateful.
yeah. It was such a weird reaction to.
But also I could like see how like she would be kind of flustered with everything going on.
Right,
Like you would be in a moment of shock and then there's bats and you would just be like, what is happening?
right.
Like not everyone's first instinct is to like jump
No,
in.
you
Some
gotta
people
like.
freeze. Like
Sometimes you're like, oh my goodness, what just happened, or what
yeah.
is happening? Yeah, the that's accurate, Becca. The
But did you die? Yeah.
um
This was a lot of people's
yeah,
theory. I never thought that.
no, I never came to that theory.
But it was really popular. There was like a
Yeah,
lot of people who
yeah, I only put this one, but there was like probably 10 other comments similar to it at
yeah.
various points. All
I
right.
think I just fully believed that like his mom was dead.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
what did you think? I thought this was stemming off of a quote
Yeah.
and I really liked the quote.
Um, what did you think?
I think it was the combination of both.
Yeah, I felt bad this Becca had zero
Well,
votes
because
on
it
it
was
because it was
there was
time
a
censored.
timer,
Yeah.
yeah.
Um, but yeah, the poll. If only it would have stayed open until the like we closed it, then it would have
Yeah.
been interested. I would have loved to know what people
Yeah.
came
So
up with.
what's your vote?
I said both.
Yeah.
I think that everyone has like a kind of love level, and
Mhm.
they can build or subtract from that based on the effort they put into it.
And like your worldly experience would definitely have an impact
Right.
on how you both give and receive
Right.
love. But I think there is something like inherent and
Right.
like natural
Yeah.
about it, but it can be shaped.
Yeah. I think that if you put the effort in, you can learn how to love
Yeah.
properly.
Yeah.
But
I think everyone agrees it's both.
yeah, it's the only right answer.
Once again, familiar with the chapter for no reason. I'm never going to get over it.
No. Um, this was the only thing that kept me from thinking that Adam was the bad one of the group. Was
Right? Like it was
he
like
was
forced upon
yeah,
us
he
that
was
he was so
too
bad.
horrible,
Like
and I was like,
there
okay,
I was like there's got to be, this is a thriller, there has to be like another dimension to this
yeah,
because she's pushing this so hard.
right. Yeah, I was the same way. I was just like, it's too much.
Yeah.
Um,
Then the dog disappears.
which is the worst thing that's ever happened to me.
Yep.
I was like, if something happens to this dog, I'm just turning this book off.
I had the same. I was like, absolutely not. I won't tolerate that in a book.
Yeah. If they murder each other, then that's just fine. But
Yeah. But it did, looking back now at where the story goes, I think it makes sense why like Bob didn't bark.
right.
Like he was familiar with who was taking him, right? So
Exactly.
but I didn't really pick up. At first, I was just like, oh, like I forget what kind of breed he was, a lab maybe.
Yeah, like a lab.
And like they're really friendly dogs,
Yeah.
so like most of them would greet a robber in your house.
Right.
So
I kind of got my forest witches.
you
Finally. Like a
did.
soft
It was
forest
like
witches.
what, like one paragraph
It was
or something,
like a
like a news
fleeting
story.
moment of
Yeah,
forest witches,
but they were
but
there.
they were there.
See, everyone doubted me when I picked this book. They're like, "Where's the witches, Megan?" Ha! Joke's on you. I didn't know
Accidental.
there would be witches. I was actually really glad. The point of the witches was, Henry, the writer,
Yeah.
yes, created this fake lore around his church home office, whatever he wants to call it, so that people would leave him alone. Right?
All right,
Yes?
yeah. I gotta take notes. I'm gonna start a rumor around our neighborhood that there's witches.
Yeah, there we go. Another thing that I consider a plot point, unless, or a plot hole, unless I missed it, was what was the point of October the actress?
I think she was just a red herring of who the affair was with.
I guess, but it just like maybe it was just like kind of lazy then. Like
Yeah, I thought
again,
so.
I need a misdirection with purpose.
So
Like make
they,
it make sense.
her real name started with an R. I can't remember what it was.
Yeah.
And Rainbow. Her
The
name was,
rainbow?
yeah, because her parents were hippies.
Oh, I don't remember that. That's funny.
So she went with October for her like stage name.
Yeah. I understand that she was like meant to be just like a misdirection or whatever, but I just wish it was like
Yeah,
maybe built into the story better, that it wasn't just like as soon as you find out it wasn't her, that like none of it mattered.
Yeah.
I want it to like kind of be interconnected, that it could have been her.
yeah. Jess is right though. That was the other misdirection, was that like she was into like interior design and she was like looking at property around
Yeah.
kind
Yeah.
of the area, but there was no later reconnection of this story.
Yeah. I just needed something to tie it all together.
I kind of liked that it didn't all tie together because too much of the other parts of the story tied together. So to have like one that kind of just like wrapped up on its own, and they were like, actually, she doesn't have anything to
But
do
then
with
like
this.
why were the news clippings of October's death in the chapel?
I think
Like why did that
Robin was
matter?
just messing with.
I like, do you know what I
Adam.
mean?
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
make it interesting then.
yeah.
Like that she didn't, like, it wasn't suicide, it was like someone murdered her. Maybe Robin murdered her because she was jealous. Like
Yeah.
there's a pattern of behavior. I want some kind of like clue that it could be more.
Yeah.
Right?
They did hint that maybe it's
I
something
needed more
nefarious.
though.
You need a little more certainty that something happened.
I needed more uncertainty
But
that Robin could have.
right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, sorry,
I thought this
Becca,
was
I
a
cut you off.
really like cool observation.
Yeah, I never picked
I
up on
didn't
any
pick
of
up
this.
on it until I read Becca's comment, but it was very true. Red was a very like common color.
Yeah.
I don't think any other color was really mentioned.
No. Was there any like significance to the red, or was it?
I don't
can't
know.
think of anything, but maybe
No.
I'm wrong. So Henry Winter continued being creepy.
Yep.
At this point, did you have any inclination of a relationship between him and any of the characters other than?
I still thought that Henry and his wife were having an affair.
I
I thought it started with her getting him that meeting, and then I felt like either like Henry wanted more or he was
yeah,
holding it over her or something. Like,
I had a like kind of fleeting thought at this point that um, who I thought was Amelia had found out that Henry was the one who hit Adam's mom and was like
hmm,
kind of holding blackmail over him to get the whole book to, or the
uh,
whole like connection to go and
yeah.
be like,
That's
I'm gonna tell him
interesting.
if you don't.
But why would he keep seeking her out or
Um,
them out?
and like, well, my thought was that he was keeping tabs on them a little bit to be
Uh,
like, does he know? Because
yeah,
he was like kind of living in this like constant fear of being found
interesting.
out.
Kind of already talked about
Yeah,
this, like the misdirect of October,
that ended very abruptly,
very abruptly.
and then it was just like never really mentioned again. So that was, like you said, it was kind of a loose end for me that
If they
didn't.
would have just hinted at something, like I think someone said earlier that like Robin had like been near October that day
Right.
or went to her hotel room, like something that could
Yeah.
have like left you wondering, like, is this woman a
Like
killer?
if they would have just been like, oh, Robin was the last person to see her alive.
Yeah,
Easy.
like just a little hint of
Yeah.
something to keep you wondering, but it was just like cut off.
Yeah.
It was just like she served no more purpose, so let's just be done with her forever.
Yeah.
I should
Um,
have put my follow up
yeah. I
like a
put it
few
later,
chapters.
but
Oh, it is later?
yeah.
Okay. So at this point, I was really angry with Robin for like he wanted to be cremated, yes?
Yeah.
And she was just like, "Nah, you get buried." And I was just like, this is so rude.
Yeah. I think that one is like. Actually, we'll talk about it more when we get to your other comment.
Hmm. And
Um,
then we start to put the pieces together.
we're getting closer.
We're getting closer. I
Um,
still, at this point, hadn't put it together.
Becca was starting to get real close at this point.
There was, I did we miss it earlier? I think there was a comment at one point where someone picked up on the fact that the letters were signed. I know Becca said it here, but someone else picked up on it really early.
Maybe I
And
didn't put it in.
maybe you didn't put it in, but it was like really early, and I like didn't pick it up on it at all. And
Yeah.
when I read Becca's comment for the first time, because I think Becca read the book before I did, so I always
Yeah.
got her comments when I would check Fable. And at this point, I was like, that's it. Like, Becca solved it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was really interesting. I knew that the letters were signed your wife, but I didn't like think anything
Yeah.
of it, which I should have. It's a mystery, so like question everything. But for whatever reason, I didn't give it a second thought.
Yeah. Um, if I was in a house with drawers full of my old anniversary gifts that I gave you, then I would
Yet another reason to
I
get
would
out.
be gone.
I mean, to be fair to them, they did try and leave.
True. Is that the
Their
tires were
tires
slashed
were
at that point?
slashed. So, to be fair, they were. But still, I didn't really piece it together.
Yeah. At this point, I'm like, knowing what we know at the end, I'm like,
Yeah.
how are you guys not putting together that it's just your ex friend and ex wife messing with you?
Yeah. Well,
Obviously.
and especially because as readers, we're left like on the outside.
Right.
But like if you were that character,
Right.
you know that Robin exists.
Right.
Like,
Like,
and you know what you did to her.
right. And all
So
of the
like,
gifts that you ever gave Robin just showed up. And you're just like,
would you not at that point be
It
like,
probably has something to do with her.
like, yeah,
At that point I agree with this comment. I was like, why can't they put it together?
yeah,
In hindsight.
in hindsight.
So this is where I thought things were going a different direction, and I think I would have maybe liked the book slightly better. With the face blindness, I thought that Amelia was going to actually just be
Yes, I thought that too.
holding, like, in place of the wife, and
Yeah,
that, like, she was just pretending to be
yeah.
the wife, in, and he wouldn't be able to tell them apart.
Well, because they made a point of mentioning like multiple times that like I think it was Amelia, or maybe it was in the letters.
Yeah,
But at one point, either one of them said like he wouldn't know that it was me.
right. Yeah, he
So
said
like
it a bunch of times.
a bunch of times. So
Yeah,
like I feel like it was setting up for that,
right.
like that mindset of like she was kind of tricking
Yeah,
him.
exactly. Actually, um, with that, like, that it was an accident that he cheated on her.
Yeah, but
Do
it
you?
wasn't.
Yeah, he tried to use that excuse, but
Yeah,
it clearly was not.
no. I think even the book makes it clear that
Yeah,
it was.
yeah. They didn't
And
really.
then at the end, you find out that don't you find out the affair was going on for a lot longer?
I don't remember,
I
but
think Sam.
or other affairs or something.
I think Sam found out that like the affair had been going on for
Yeah,
a while or something.
yeah. Um, Becca, Becca nailed it.
Yeah, Becca got it right.
I was actually really happy to see that you got it right. I
I
was
was
like,
too. It was nice to see in real time.
yeah. I, I was like, because I had already, like, I went back through the comments after I was done like, the book, and I was like, kind of watching Becca,
Piece it
like, get
together.
it wrong and then, like, amend it and get it right at that point, and it's funny to kind of see it all happen, because at some point you're really close, and then you're just like, it's an unhinged theory, but it's like the right theory.
Mm-hmm.
um, I didn't see the twist coming all that much, but I also was just like kind of taking the story in rather
Yeah,
than trying to solve it at
I
that
I was
point.
the same. Yeah, I was like, I have no idea where this is going. I'm just gonna listen.
Yeah. And then you take back your.
Takes you back, see. But
uh,
then at the end,
yeah,
like
that's what I was gonna ask you. Like,
I still don't know. We can get that to that at the
yeah,
end. We have like more comments,
yeah,
so we'll come back to this. But
yeah,
at this moment, I was like, oh no, she was justified.
yeah. Um, at this point, I thought she was just gonna like mess with them. Um,
I thought she was. I was on with Becca where I thought she was like setting this up to like take them both out.
yeah, and then steal the book
Yeah,
or rewrite it.
and I liked the idea of it being like that we were reading the like
Yeah, exactly.
manuscript as the book. Like I was like, oh, that'd be really cool.
Yeah, that's what I thought was happening. That like, and that not all the details were completely correct, and
Yeah.
that she had just written this story based on some information and some fiction.
Well, like Megan says in the comment, I would have preferred
Yeah,
that ending as well.
right. Like they could have left it at that point and leave you wondering if she murdered them, and I would have been like, huh.
Yeah.
Um, then you have Amelia acting like she wasn't responsible for, and then you find out that, that she wasn't.
This whole thing was like kind of crazy because you find out that like they have this like much longer past
Yeah.
than you know about, and like you're just like, wow, Amelia is like a really horrible person,
Right.
you know. But then, and like she is,
Yeah.
like
Not great.
the fact that like she was aware of who he was the whole time,
Right.
right? Like, but then you kind of find out even more, like, and I'm kind of like, was she also kind of like, don't get me wrong, she was pretty horrible, but like Adam also was like in a way manipulating her as well.
Right.
I don't know. I just feel like there's a lot of layers.
Yeah. Okay. Now we have to talk about the horrible ending.
Yeah.
This is what ruined the book for me. I wanted a mastermind, John Wick style. I
Yeah.
just want my dog back.
Mm-hmm.
Would have loved it
Yeah.
if she would have just like scared them into giving the dog, um, and being like, "Now go, get out of here, never come here again." Oh,
I can't.
perfect.
I still cannot wrap my head around why she would want him back.
No, he was horrible,
He was horrible.
and yeah,
I just can't. I still don't know, like, why. Like, I would have
yeah,
been fine if she just like wanted her revenge and her dog.
right,
Interesting storyline,
sure,
but I don't. The end definitely knocked it down for
yeah.
me.
Just, just take Bob and be
Yeah,
done. She That I think it knocked like a whole star off for me.
same.
Um,
I
yeah,
already talked about this, just how
never made
I
sense.
never really got an answer.
No, I, if I could ask the author a question, that would
Yeah.
be the one question I would ask.
What was this? Was this when it came out about that he?
Amelia, I think. Oh no,
Oh,
no, sorry, maybe it was.
I thought it was about Adam.
Yeah, let me check the next one. Yeah, no, Adam was later, so this was right before Amelia got got.
Hmm. Were you surprised that Robin killed Amelia?
No, I think at that point I was like, she's obviously like lost it to make this whole plot, and she
Do you think
obviously,
it was her intention the whole time to kill
no,
Amelia?
I don't think she was
Or do you think it was
necessarily.
in the moment situation?
I think that emotions were running high because she was under the illusion that Amelia had killed Adam's or mother, and was like lying about it and
Mm-hmm.
stole her husband and all this stuff, and so she was just like, like a rage,
Yeah.
and then she just went for it. But
It was very sudden.
yeah, but I still don't know why she wanted Adam back in the first place.
No.
Um, then they kill Amelia and go back to happily ever after, which
Like, you cannot tell me that that relationship is gonna thrive after everything that
yeah,
happened.
after like the like
All the deceit and the lies and the cheating and the murder.
yeah,
Like,
it's like the saw of love.
I don't think it's going anywhere good.
No.
And then you get Sam's perspective, yes? Or is that not yet?
No, this was Adam's reveal.
Yeah, that it was him
that he
driving.
was
Or
driving. Yeah.
yeah.
And then you find out that like he never tells Robin about it at all.
I was laughing at Becca's comment. Couple that murders together stays together.
Oh man.
Yeah. Anyways, very twisted and
Yeah. I was like, yeah, that checks out because Adam is the absolute worst person in the entire world.
yeah. Um anyways, then we get to Sam's.
Yeah, then we get to Sam.
Did you like having that last unknown perspective?
I didn't think it added that much to it. Like, it added more questions, which was fine.
Yeah.
Um,
It really did leave you wondering what was the truth.
at that point,
And
I was just like, I don't even know if any of this story is real. Like,
yeah,
she's obviously fabricating information
everything.
left and right,
Yeah.
and he's not being upfront about anything either. So,
Yeah. So, do you think what was the truth? Henry's perspective or Robin's perspective of their childhood, of her childhood? Like, who do you believe?
I don't think I believe it. I think the truth is somewhere in the middle.
I think someone said that actually in the
Um,
responses. I agree.
like, I don't think that anyone in this story is a upstanding citizen.
Yeah. I think they're all horrible.
Yeah.
The only one who was innocent was Bob.
Yeah. Thank goodness he was okay. He's gonna live to 100 years old and
Yeah.
outlive them all.
This book did have a lot of like layers. There's a bunch that we didn't talk about or include because there was a lot, but like there's a whole element of like their infertility and losing the baby and
Yeah.
how that would impact their relationship and everything that happened like in the letters. Like I think there was too much to really include.
Yeah.
It did have a lot of depth, but there was also a lot of like holes and
Yeah. I
twists.
I found they had a lot going on. I didn't like how closed the circle ended up being of how connected they were.
Yeah.
Like, to have the driver of the car be, well, sort of be Amelia. Like,
Mm-hmm.
it's just like it all intertwined too much. I feel like it could have used a little more like space. I didn't like that everything was so interconnected.
Mm.
I was like, what are the chances of it being that? I mean, she kind of like masterminded to like
Yeah.
get back in his life, but it was almost too much for me of the like everyone was scheming, and I was like, how many schemers can be in one book? But
Yeah. I agree with Becca's comment. The final detail, the glass box on the tombstone with the ring, the crane, and the scissors as like a rock, paper,
yeah,
scissors. I thought that was a nice little touch. And when I was picturing, sometimes when I'm like reading, I picture like what it would be like in a visual format, like if it was ever adapted to like a movie.
yeah.
And I can just like see that being like the final shot as you like zoom out over the church and the lake.
Is that how you see most books? Like, in your mind's eye, for lack of a better term? Do you like
Um,
watch it
it
or?
depends on the book. Like something like this where it's really like visual,
Yeah,
I can like picture the like scenes and like how if I were like the director, like what the cinematography would look like,
yeah,
like where the cameras are and what angles and if you're panning out or zooming in and like that kind of
yeah,
thing. I especially with something like this, like a mystery,
yeah,
I will read it and like see those things and like I pictured like the characters, but that doesn't happen with every book.
yeah.
It just kind of depends on how much I'm given, I think.
Right.
Anyways, shall we discuss the ending? Well, I
The
mean, we
ending.
kind of already
Yeah,
did.
I think
I
we
didn't like
covered it.
the ending.
No,
That's all I have to say.
no, should have
A
just,
lot of twists and turns for a disappointing ending.
yeah, just murder your ex-husband and take the dog. The
Exactly.
end.
Make it about revenge.
Happily ever after.
Yeah. Um, I was going through trying to figure out what challenges this book fit into, and there's not a lot. If I missed one, feel free to let me know. Obviously, it would be R for rock, paper, scissors and the A to Z challenge. The only one I really thought for the fully booked challenge was a book about revenge. I felt like it would fit really well for that one. I think I'm going to use it for the book that's been on my TBR for over a year. But there weren't very many other, like on the cover, I don't think it qualifies. But Reading Rainbow, I think it could be white or potentially gray, but I would lean more towards white. But it didn't really fit that many challenges. So last thing is just some minor housekeeping like we normally do at the end. So our next book is going to be The Humans by Matt, I don't know how to say his last name, Haig?
I think that's right.
Haig? I don't know. He is the author of The Midnight Library, which is a really popular book that came out a couple of years ago, I think. This is one of his older books. The November picks were Scott's picks, which everyone was like, oh, these were so weird. And then I realized it was Scott's, and now it makes sense.
I was laughing because everyone was like, these are so weird. And then it was only fine when it was me that made them.
Yeah, like if it had been me that picked them, it would have been weird. Anyways.
I mean, they were.
I'm really excited for it, actually. I think it's going to be really interesting. I'm really excited about this book. I know it wasn't the book that a lot of you picked. It was the book I picked, though, and I am really excited to get into it. I am a little bummed because I found out that I can't get it on audiobook in Canada, so I have to, like, actually read it. And I was hoping to just be able to listen to it, but not in the cards. But the one thing I did want to mention is our next meeting is November 26th, which, because we had this meeting today, it means it's a shorter time before our next meeting. I think it's only like 3 weeks, 2 weeks. It's really soon. So just keep in mind that you have a shorter amount of time before our next meeting. And the last thing I wanted to mention was that December's theme is going to be cozy. Cozy of any genre, cozy fantasy, cozy sci-fi. If you have any recommendations for something that's cozy, please send them my way. Scott and I are currently compiling some lists of things to choose from. And then finally, the one thing I wanted to mention is that in December, Wednesday is either New Year's Eve or Christmas Eve. Those are the last 2 weeks of December, and neither of those dates work really well for us, and I imagine wouldn't work really well for other people. So we will probably do the December meeting not on a Wednesday. So if there is a day of the week, we were thinking probably a Sunday. Just think about that. We're going to talk about it more in our November meeting, but just like something to keep in mind for our last meeting of the year, which is crazy to think about.
Yeah, we made it through.
Almost.
Well, we are making it through.
Yeah. But anyways, I think that's it.
Yeah.
And
any wrap-up thoughts or questions or anything?
Yeah, I just wanted to say again, thank you for accommodating our postponing of this book club meeting. I know that it was kind of a last minute pushback, but we really appreciate that you guys made it work and showed up for us anyways. So yeah, thank you for being here and talking about this book. I thought this was a really fun book for a book club.
Yeah. I think we had a lot of good comments and discussions about it, even in just Fable itself.
Yeah. I think we should try and incorporate a couple of mysteries.
Yeah,
in the future because I think they make for really good discussions.
Yeah, it made me want to read another one with the group.
Yeah. Maybe I'll try and add in like a cozy mystery or something.
Yeah.
But
Perfect.
anyways, I think that is everything. Becca, I'm really glad you liked the markers. And yeah, that's it. Thanks for being here.
Awesome. All right. See you later.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.